Why is the resurrection of Jesus so essential for the believer and for our faith? See, what we need to understand is that when we look at the life of Christ, if Christ didn't resurrect from the dead, then that means that he would not have been able to defeat death. See, when Adam and Eve sinned, a prophecy went forward that said that a seed of the woman is going to come and crush the devil's head. That was level one. Okay, so when we see Christ in his life, everything he did was to fulfill prophecy and to break the hold of the devil, death, and hell and the grave from off of mankind because of Adam and Eve's sin. So, for example, when Jesus Christ was in the wilderness, that's when Jesus Christ fulfilled the prophecy in Genesis 3:15, where Jesus crushed the head of the serpent. Because we know that during the temptations of Christ in the wilderness, that's when Jesus got authority over the devil, and he was able to move in the earth realm freely without being hindered by the enemy. He had power and authority over the devil. He gained that by going through the temptations of the wilderness. That's how he overcame the devil. So that prophecy there was fulfilled in the book of Matthew chapter 4 and Luke chapter 4. But when we go to there's more enemies. You got sin. Sin is an enemy. So when Christ went to the cross and he died on the cross and he shed his blood, that was to deal with the sin issue. Okay, Satan's dealt with. He had to deal with the sin issue. That's why he died on the cross. Sin issues dealt with. Now there's one more hurdle, which is the grave and death. So Christ died and he was held by the grave, so to speak, or the grave thought it could hold him down and death thought it could trap Christ, but it couldn't. Christ resurrected from the dead, so he fulfilled all prophecies. So what happens now that Christ resurrected from the dead and then he ascended into the heavens? So there's a way that's been opened for the believer to follow. Okay, so we have authority over the devil right now. Why? Because Christ gave us authority over the devil by crushing his head. We have the forgiveness of sins. Why? Because Christ died on the cross to wipe our sin debt clean. When we die, we are going to be resurrected and we're going to go into the heavens. Why? Because when Christ died, he overcame death and the doors opened for us to be resurrected. And then Christ ascended. So we have the authority. When we die, we rise again and we're going to ascend into the heavens the same way Christ did. So Christ actually made a pathway. That's why he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. He's the way. He made a way for man to follow and to be resurrected and to be in the heavens with God forevermore. So this is the reason why the resurrection is so important for the believer, because without the resurrection, then we would be trapped in hell. See, when Jesus Christ died, remember, he got the keys of death and hell. He is the one who has the authority. He's the one who holds the keys of death and hell. How? Because he took them when he died. When he resurrected, he took the authority of hell. He took the authority